Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome all of you for the session. Uh, Let me share my screen so that we can start our session today. Screen share. Today we are going to deal with methods of teaching. And yes. Just a minute. Yes. Where's that screen share? Are you able to see my screen? Sneha?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
PPT is visible? No? Now is it visible to you?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So we will start it. Welcome for this session in which we are going to study today what's happening? We are going to I'm not able to see my screen. That PPT, is it visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not visible to me. What happened? Let me stop sharing and again I'll share. Yes. So this is the topic today which we are going to cover. Yes, I welcome all beautiful souls of my nation who wish to nurture humanity through humble gestures in our society. I mean, I'm welcoming all would-be educators of India for this new session that is dealing with teaching methodologies. So there are different teaching methodologies that would-be teachers need to go through. And it is said that quality of education depends largely upon the quality of teacher. For enhancing the quality of teachers, I would like to state something that we have this training program. First, every teacher must go through the training programs which is necessary and compulsory before becoming a teacher, and all the trainees need to incorporate all taught skills in their teaching learning process to achieve educational goals. Means whatever skill you will learn in this training session, you need to go through all those skills, apply all those skills in your practical lesson when you will teach the children in the classroom. And a teacher must be truthful, dedicated, observant, empathetic towards the students. Empathetic towards the students means every time whenever a student faces any issue, we have to keep ourselves in students shoes to understand how the child is feeling, what is the problem of the child. We should not see according to our age, we have to go down till the age of the children to understand their problem. This is called empathetic towards the students. Social enough to grow healthy relationship with the parents in order to communicate truth about learning difficulties of the students. What happens many a times, if the bond between teacher and parent is not very good, teachers are not able to communicate the truth, due to which the child is facing problem in the classroom. And so the real classroom problem is not being conveyed to the parent, and many times there are some problems that occurs from the side of family or some health issues which they need to consider. But we are as a teacher, if we are not able to communicate it to the parents, then the child will suffer with learning difficulties for longer time. A teacher must be trained in one or two common languages in which tiny tots communicate. It means that nowadays, language of every CBSE board school, most of the CBSE board school is English. But many a times, children do not understand English when they are at a tender age. They speak their mother tongue. So, at least two languages that will be commonly known by all the children, like in most of the schools in Pune, I have seen that either English or Hindi, any one language every child understands. If South Indian children are there, based from Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, they are understanding English language. So if we are not able to speak those language, because those languages are really really difficult to understand and learn, so we can communicate in English. But some of the children, those who come from MP, UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Bengal, some of them, they do not communicate in English at the very beginning of their preschool. So we need to communicate in Hindi because they understand Hindi a little bit. So these two languages, at least a teacher must understand to communicate with a group of children when they are new in your class. Slowly and gradually, they understand English and they start responding it. But in the beginning, they need to feel like family. So we have to come down, and we have to communicate at children level so that we can grow a bond. This is how the quality of education depends largely upon the quality of teacher. But along with that, teacher, along with, besides teacher proficiency, there are other spheres also in which, on which quality of education depends. For example, school environment, environment of home, conduct of the parent with the child, curriculum plan as per generation. Means every 5 years or 6 years we do some changes in the curriculum that is needed as per the generation, and scope of modification as per individual need of a student. Suppose you have a prepared lesson plan for your teaching, but in some places there are some children those who are not getting it at that level. So we need to, either if the child is intelligent enough to understand the higher level, we have to, we there must be some scope to modify our lesson plan to higher level for high order thinking children, and we need to go at lower level to understand the or cater the need of some children those who face difficulty in average lesson plan. This is how. And salary of the teacher also is helpful in good teaching learning environment. As you all know that Kidzania is providing good salary to the teacher because teachers are hardworking and they put their hard work. And in your area, whatever salary other preschools are getting, Kidzania is providing better than that. Why? Because Kidzania and the schools, those who pay a handsome amount to their teacher, they are actually understanding the value of their teachers, the hard work of the teachers, and this thing helps the teacher to work more with the children. So this is a type of reward for their hard work. So all these things collectively are responsible for good learning outcome. Along with that, we are dealing today, explaining the methods of teaching in detail. So, how to improve teachers' proficiency? What are the things that teacher will become uh, excellent to handle the children in the class? So, according to John Mander, there are 5 reasons which justifies the uses of teaching learning devices. So devices, here we are dealing as methodologies of teaching. So what are these devices? Devices we will go on later in later slides. But here, thorough teaching. A teacher must understand how to teach the concept thoroughly, not even leaving a single sphere of that topic, so that the child can understand each and everything related to the topic. Quick teaching. This teaching is said by John Mander, but nowadays this quick teaching is not appropriate in a combination class. Means where we have different background children with different learning challenges. So this quick teaching nowadays we are not following as much, but it was a traditional teaching method in which it was said that a teacher must understand how to wrap up the teaching uh, quickly. Now, creating interest. The method of teaching by the teachers must be so that the children develop, the interest among the children develop through those methodologies. And we have to bring experience and understanding about the topic taught in the class. Integrating number of separate pieces of work for quicker and interesting learning means it is called integrated teaching concept. It is one of the very good teaching concept introduced by CBSE boards, that what we have to do, we will take one topic. Suppose we have taken number, and number we are going to teach through a story, and through a story we are going to narrate some part of the story in English, some part of the story in Hindi, and inside that story there will be some concept of environmental science as well. So combining all the subjects together in one topic, that is called integrated teaching concept. For example, if I'm teaching number 20 in the classroom, what will I do? I will prepare a story that on the hilltop of Himalaya, at the extreme east, there was a group of trees, and those pine trees are counted as number 20. And the teacher will start counting number one, two, three, four. And after counting it, the teacher will say, once the trees are counted, a giraffe came. और जिराफ ने कहा, मैं तो इसकी पत्ती नहीं खाता हूँ, तो अब क्या होगा, मुझे भूख लगी है. And then later on, giraffe found that pine tree is not meant for giraffe. And this is how we understand that giraffe eats flat leaves uh, from the tree, but pine tree has conical leaves, so we can giraffe cannot eat this leaf. And this is how integrated teaching is being taught in the class. And through such lesson plan, the child learns mathematics, counting. The child also learn that giraffe eats flat leaves, giraffe cannot eat pine leaves. And it also explains some concept that on Himalayas there are pine trees. And the child also understand Hindi language when we will inculcate one paragraph, when we will tell one paragraph of story in Hindi. So such lesson plan is known as integrated lesson plan. And that if a teacher is capable of making integrated lesson plan, the teacher's proficiency increases. Now we are going to talk about devices of teaching. There are two types of devices, natural devices and artificial devices. Natural devices are incorporated in the school system, that is already present. And what we are going to do with school is a natural device. Means if there is a school, we are going to teach something through the system of school to the children. Discussing, understanding problems. Whenever we teach something in the classroom, we give chance to the children to discuss about any of the topic, to understand what is the problem in the topic, or how the problem given in the topic get some solution like that. And asking question is one of the device of teaching. Why do we ask question? We ask question to let children uh, put some pressure on the brain, so that is brain exercise. And the brain allows the child to think in a variety of manner, and then the child grows high order thinking in him or her. So asking question is one of the device of natural device of teaching. Now, taking and asking reviews. Whenever we teach some topic, we take some review from the children. That is called recapitulation question. At the end of the lesson, we ask something, whether the child understood the topic or not. If the child understands, the child explains in some pointers. That is called review. And this is how teaching learning method is two-way method. Whatever we teach, the child takes, and if the child doesn't understand, the child gives review, and then the teacher modifies the methodology according to the understanding of the child. And next come drills. Whatever concept we teach to the children, we focus on drill or repetition or exercise, or whatever notes we give in the class as homework, whatever we give some practice questions, these are known as drills. So these are the natural devices. Now, there are other devices that are being created in the course of time by educational institutions and educational researches. Out of those, we got artificial devices of teaching. What is the artificial device? One is narration. Narration is an art. Whatever is, you will see that teacher is telling a story. Every teacher cannot be a very good storyteller in the beginning. It takes time, it takes practices, it takes efforts, and it takes voice modulation and expression, gestures and facial expression to become a very good storyteller. And it is the one of the methods of teaching that helps the children to connect with the teacher. We have done in story rhymes and songs lesson plan that story is the way to create a bond between teacher and student. And every learning starts when there is a very beautiful bond between teacher and student at this tender age. So this storytelling or narration helps a lot. It helps to imagine. If we will explain that behind the courtyard there was a huge banyan tree. The banyan tree was of its leaves were dark green color. It was not very big, not very small, but the size of the banyan tree leaf was medium. And when we explain like this, the child starts imagining this in their brain, and they have a picture of banyan tree. However, this voice modulation and expression will give the child an idea that it will be very huge tree like neem tree, or it will be huge tree like mango tree. But when you will ask and take the feedback near about the banyan tree image, the child will respond to you. Along with that, we not only narration is sufficient, but narration is one of the methods that we have developed for teaching these children. Next method comes exposition. Exposition means displaying something, demonstration that we call it. It helps to make the concept clear. It is interesting method of teaching. It helps by audio visual aids and tangible aids. You can see in the picture that tangible means the aids that child can sense, touch, feel, smell. All those sensory development happens with the help of exposition method. And the children, what the children are doing, their all senses are being used in teaching learning process. And it is said that when all the senses are used by any method, this by exposition method of teaching, the learning remain for longer time in child's memory. Description. Now, in description method, we apply different things. Its purpose is to give definite mental picture of the topic or the concept through effective language skills. For this, teacher must have a strong visual image of the object, and important points must be repeated and stressed. So in description method, the teacher teaches it with the help of keywords. On the board, the teacher writes keywords. The teacher carries some pictorial teaching aid as well, so that children can see and understand. Next to pictorial teaching aid, the teacher also carries some graphics. Like in this picture, teacher is showing some graphics. And along with that, teacher uses models also. For example, if the child wants to study about stars, so we cannot bring the star in the classroom. So what we will do, we will provide audio visual aid for galaxy, like videos we are showing nowadays. But if we are teaching earth, we cannot take the children around the earth in the real life. So we will bring a globe so that the child can experience our earth looks like this, and these are the states, or these are the continents of the globe. And whatever thing they want to related to the topic sorry, they want to experience, and something which models are not available, we can show them using the pictures. So all these combined teaching aids help the teacher to explain the lesson through description method. Next comes explanation method. Whenever a teacher explains something, the teacher always writes aim for the day. For example, if we are teaching community helper, so we will write the date, we will write day. Suppose it is Monday, it is Monday 19th August, and then we will write aim. Every class must have some aim. So we will write, today, we are going to understand different types of community helpers. So this will be the aim of the explanation of chapter. And then the teacher starts the lesson plan by asking questions. Interrogative questions, it is called in B.Ed. So interrogative questions the teacher will ask, and the teacher will ask till the child reaches this topic. Okay, like for example, if and the topic is community helper and I want to bring the child on community helper, so I'll start asking question, who comes at the door daily in your society to bring to take garbage? Then the children will say garbage picker, or housekeeping kaka comes. Okay, so after that, what happens, what the kaka does with the garbage? Then the children will answer, kaka carries it and a van comes in which kaka dumps it. Okay, so and before Kaka reaches to van, who stops Kaka at the gate? Then the children will say, there is a watchman Kaka. Like that, there is a link of question that will take the children to community helper. And at the end, you will introduce the topic and you will say that, yes, so today we are going to study about all these important people of our life, and they are known as community helper. And then you will write the aim at the board after asking interrogative question. And this is how explanation starts. So for explanation method, the language of the teacher, Sneha, will you please go on mute? For explanation method, the language of the teacher must be well versed so that the teacher can explain the topic through various difficulty level of the language. Suppose I'm speaking a normal language so that children can understand. I can include some difficult words in between. There are some children in the class, those who know the meaning of that word, but there are others, those who do not know. So it helps the children to enhance their language as well while explaining different concept of subjects. Points should be written on the board. So after explanation of the topic, the teacher writes the point on the board, and then we can also put some new words on the soft board, and so that visual learning can happen for new words. As in senior KG and grade 1, we take new words dictation test also. So if we will put it on the soft board, visual learning happens throughout the day. If the child will see it 5 times 6 times, the spelling gets memorized like that. So this is the part of explanation methodology, in which you can incorporate all these small skills to complete the goal, educational goal. Points should be written on the board at the end of the explanation. For recapitulation, means whatever topic we teach, at the end we ask children how much they understood, and whatever response they give, we write on the board. So children also feel happy that what response I gave, teacher has written on the board, and along with that you also understand that how much the child has understood about the topic. Next method is questioning. The questioning was the part of explanatory method, but questioning method is again like we conduct some quiz in the classroom, or we do some we play some games in which we give some options, and children learn all these the concept with the help of game, and they learn how to ask question also. And questioning helps the children to increase their high order thinking. What is high order thinking? It helps the child to synthesize means putting together the knowledge the teacher has given. It helps the child to understand the use of concept in daily life analysis. It helps the child to summarize the bigger concept in 2 or 3 lines. It also helps the student to conclude and form an idea about the concept taught. And when the child goes outside the classroom, it remains in child's mind, and child connects all those learning with the daily practical life as well. So these are the methodologies which a teacher must be trained before he or she becomes a teacher: questioning, explanation, description, exposition, or we call it demonstration method, and artificial devices of teaching. The first one is narration. So these 5 methods a teacher must be well versed by doing practices in daily life. Now, what are the learning experience? First is direct learning experience. Direct learning experience means we, like I had given the example that we can bring a globe inside the classroom. We cannot go to the earth, but globe can be brought. For such topic, direct learning experience is not possible. We cannot take the children to around the earth to teach them. That's why. But there are other topics in which they can touch the things, they can feel the things, like they go on some trip, historical trip. They go in, there is one uh, I just forgot that place. Planetarium in Pune, where they see 9 planets and all those things. So these things help the children to get direct experience of solar system. Lab experiments, what they touch the beaker, they touch the tube, they uh, mm, do some experiment, they see the chemical changes, chemical reaction, color is changing, and some gas is coming out. All these experiments are direct experiences. And preparation of seed bed, like we help the children for germination and all those things. These are direct experience. They are seeing real life experiences in the classroom. So this is how it helps the child to grow sensory motor skills. All the senses are involved, and full body is involved in the learning. The child is holding something, hand is also used, eyes are also being used, and some motion is also being used, like that. Uh, Second one is symbolic or abstract experience. Means there are some topics for which we cannot have direct experiences for the children. So for that we do oral and written method through images or teaching aids, where we only explain the topic. It can be many a times misinterpreted also, and this is the drawback of this experience, that when we teach some abstract topic, many a times children can misunderstood, children can misinterpret. So the best learning experience is uh, taken by the educators are direct experience and vicarious experience. What are vicarious experience? Like this, I had just given the models one example of globe. There are many things in our day to day life that we know but we cannot see them directly, so we provide them audio visual aids, videos, or if we want to teach atom, we can provide them model of atom in the classroom. If we are providing, if teaching teeth, we can provide them dentures model so that they can experience it. So the experiences through the activities of other people rather than by doing something ourselves, or some imaginative experiences through models like use of globe, films about galaxy and stars, television serials of historical characters like Manikarnika and Shivaji Maharaj. So we cannot go into the history, but through this we can experience the topic. And a teacher can bring the world in the classroom by vicarious experiences. Like nowadays, video is easily available, so children can go through audiovisual aid to understand what's happened in the savannah, what's happened in South African jungle, what happens in Amazon forest if there is a topic. So we can teach like this using vicarious experiences. So I think it's 4 minutes are left, so I'll just conclude till here. And let me see. Okay, I'll try to finish it, or one or two slides will be left, so we will take it on Monday. So what is the conclusion about these learning experiences of the children? That direct and vicarious experiences have been resulted into better learning outcomes than symbolic and conceptual learning. Symbolic and conceptual learning only uses images and explanation method. That is not that much helpful for small children, because small children uh, love those methodologies in which their all body parts and their senses involves. uh, but this symbolic and conceptual learning is helpful for upper grades, where children can sit for 30 minutes at a place, but these small tiny tots, they cannot sit, so they need to engage their full body. So direct and vicarious experiences are better for preschool. And this is another topic and it will take longer time. I think I should stop. It's 3 minutes 33 seconds to stop, so this I will take later. I'd like to ask if anybody has some query related to any methodologies, you can ask. I'll just stop recording so that you can ask it. Okay, I'll just share last slide before I stop recording. Thank you. Thank you, dear trainees, for letting me grow along with you. As I get a new lesson plan, I read it, I prepare PPT, I go through some new words, and this is how it is adding laurel in my personality as well. Thank you. Keep blessing, stay blessed.
Thank you, ma'am.